Hey y'all, what up? What up? Um, I have shocking news tonight. I'm trying to figure out how to break this down into just the facts. Um, well, let's just get started. Let's see. I'm going to share screen and share a few things before I share another clip. Recently, Denise Matteau, is that not the name of her channel now? Was a guest on another show. I've put the link below with the minute mark. And I was shocked. I asked around, and what I found out is flooring. Absolutely flooring. And I want to make sure that I think I'm yelling. I always do that. I don't know why when I go live. I want to make sure that it's clear that well, I don't know. I want to say that I don't know. I don't know because it is what it is. Y'all judge for yourself. Just wow. Okay, so here we go. Let's share screen, and I want to get a few things clear first. Oh wow, it popped right up. Let me go over there myself. All right, so let's do it this way, because that way, all right. All right, so first off, I want to make it clear that Denise does identify. It blew my mind as well, but she identifies as another. I don't know. I don't know if you consider it a race or whatever, because anytime anybody discusses this stuff, and we'll get into that, then that person, I'm just amazed at the people who have families of different cultures, colors, walks of life, religions, aren't aware of this in this country right now, and then state to say they care about them or whatever. But again, it was new to me as well, and you might want to reach out and ask. But anyways, Denise herself identifies as something I had no idea about, so I want to play you a little clip of that first.
They call me Cooner. 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 They call me Cooner.
That's enough of that. Now, that is what Denise herself identifies as. Okay, she's in with, I don't know who she's in with. Okay. All I know is that what I heard and what I know, and I have put the facts below. First, let's pull this up after that clip. And I want you to be aware that this is, I would just go to the site, but for some reason on my computer, I'm behind a paywall, but on my phone, I'm not. So go figure. I'm not sure if you're familiar with what this character represents, but this is Childish Gambino or Derrick Gambino. He does have another last name, but he went by Childish Gambino or Derrick Gambino. If you read the stories, and again, the links are below, his first name is indeed Derrick. I wanted to get this out of the way in this culture because Denise, that'll be a whole other video as to what's happening now with the same gang. So just wow. So again, most of you probably already know, out of the people that follow me, whatever, who Childish Gambino is. I'm not sure if you're aware of this other aspect of it. And from what I found out after listening to Denise, it appears that Childish Gambino was reaching out, possibly, because this goes into QAnon and the A858 emails and whatever. And anybody, okay, anybody who's even researching QAnon and whatnot, can fall victim to, they tend to hijack certain things and then change a few facts or whatever, and then all of a sudden insert themselves into news stories and whatever. So this very well could fall into that, but it went a little bit further. So y'all, maybe Denise will explain. I don't really know, but she might want to find out. So that being said, this is important too, this headline. This is America. Childish Gambino's warning to evangelicals. Excuse me. And that was in Christ and popculture.com. You'll notice there's anointed ones, people who consider themselves anointed, people who consider themselves like all these different weird stuff, monotheists and whatever, tend to, I don't know. I said a gang earlier, and I don't know what other word to use here. Not Childish Gambino, but Denise herself. I don't know what she's involved in. I have no idea. I don't know. I do know that she attacks myself and my family on grounds. Again, that's another whole video. So anyways, here you get kind of the backstory. So before Childish Gambino, of course, y'all know he was murdered by his brother, if I remember correctly. And before he passed away, from what Denise says, he was reaching out. And then I've read here that the video, was that his last video? This is America, was dealing with this issue right here that we're also dealing with on YouTube again. And this is a culture thing. Y'all might want to find out. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Or shoot the messenger. Once again, I don't care. All right. So I'm going to play a clip where Denise states that she called Derrick Gambino and that a private email that Derrick Gambino allegedly sent to Jerome Corsi asking for help with his message was distributed, from what Denise says, we'll hear her own words here in a minute, was distributed to the A858 email distribution list, which Denise was on because she was sort of kind of part of QAnon. She believed she was, and she was getting all the views and donations or whatever. And then she'll say, oh yeah, wow, that's another whole video, how she stumbled on a puzzle and everything else, and then all of a sudden ran into all the people who killed her daughter, whatever. So y'all know what we're dealing with here, if you're aware. If not, again, the links are below. I'm going to go ahead and play the clip, and y'all can see what I'm talking about, and then I'll be back.
To go off the rails arguing with people. He was recommending a drug dealer named Jordan Souther, the one who was telling people to drink bleach, which has figured in some teenage suicides, by the way. So we're looking at some pretty dark stuff. And I was like, whoa, what is this? So Potter gets kicked out of the Q stuff. The Q goes into this big faction fight, and I call it, most of the people who really began to understand what was going on refer to that period as the Q hijack. At that time, I received very bizarre emails from the Alex Jones people, particularly from Jerome Corsi. I actually received, and I had never, he was another one that the same people told me I needed to go see, and I looked at him a couple of times and I said, I don't like the guy. He just puts me to sleep. I used to watch Tracy Beans to find out what he was saying, but I still thought it was a real game. You know, laugh now, pray later can laugh about that. So I got these very bizarre emails that were set up to look like they had been hacked and accidentally sent to me. It was from Jerome. It was to Jerome Corsi from somebody named Derrick Gambino. And I said, okay, these idiots are trying to scare me, who is from the wrong end of Massachusetts. Okay? They're trying to scare me with a Gambino name. And I look at who signed it. It was signed by Derrick Gambino, and it had his address and everything. And I said, well, I'll fix him. I called him up. And this guy answers the phone. I said, are you Derrick Gambino? He says, yes. I said, well, this is going to be the strangest call you ever got. I said, what the hell is this that I got in my email signed by you? He says, well, what are you talking about? Read it to me. And so I read it to him. He says, how did you get that? I said, it just arrived here, and I want to tell you something, okay? Gambinos don't scare me. I said, I know the Boston Irish, and that's where I'm from, and I'm not scared of them. I'm not scared of you. I was just pissed. That's really what happened. And so he says, you read that to me again. And he says, I just sent that an hour ago. And what it was a Christian fundamentalist evangelical speech, or whatever you want to call it. He had sent to Jerome Corsi, trying to persuade Jerome Corsi of the spiritual direction. And he told me that it was his practice. He's retired from what he was doing before, and his practice was to send these spiritual letters to people who appeared to influence people, and he wanted to put this spiritual Christian influence into the discussion. He said he never heard back from Corsi. He said most of the time he never heard back from any of these people. I said, well, somebody in Corsi's office sent this to me, and they were doing it to scare me. And I explained why, and we had some good conversation. Monograph was starting to really get crazy. I had all the trolling stuff. You know what Ronnie does. Okay, he was doing all that stuff, and I was ignoring it. But I was very curious about this stuff. And then I also received an email. Now that was, see, the Q hijack was around November 2017, 2016. It was that period of, I'm losing the date here, but it's the turn of the year between 16 and 17. And it was really, I think, during February 17. I know Laugh Now, Cry Later can probably put the timeline together better than I can, because he's more into that. But it was that period that Potter really went off the rails and got into a faction fight, and he was trying to present this Barrett, this tribe guy who was a South African, as being someone special to Q, and Trump was in on it and all this other stuff. And then I got this weird St. Patrick's Day greeting from A858, which is the Stonehenge Reddit address. And it was to me. And I thought, well, who's this? And I had never heard of it.
Well, that's that. And I'm as shocked as y'all are. So what she just said was that she contacted Derrick Gambino, Childish Gambino, who is now murdered, as we know, and is a very famous rapper, pop star. Was Denise the last one to talk to him? I don't know. I don't know any. I'm just shocked. I want to make it clear that the show she was on, I'm fully confident that those people had no idea what they're dealing with here, or that she would disclose such shocking news. I all day I was like, what should I? What what to do with this, because this is wild. And also, there is I didn't load that clip, but the link is below to where Denise was working with Jerome Corsi. And again, she just stated that the letter that she was given into her email had the contact information for Childish Gambino. So how many people have that contact information for Childish Gambino? I don't know. Denise, she identifies as a coon ass. So what she's into, I don't know. And I'm going to keep this short. So because all of my followers mostly know a lot of the what's going on here or whatever with this person. But it's scary. And you just heard her say that she's involved with some kind of Boston mafia. So take from it what you'd like. I'll go ahead and just play an out clip here. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. And again, the links are below. Much peace, love, and respect.